sorry, we were laughing because I was just sat in the chair having a minute. And then Emma suddenly went, you've got 13 seconds. I'm like, flipping it. Oh, I tell you what, the chaos here. Anyway, welcome to live shopping here at Highlight Crafts, your third instalment of your Scan and Cut for today. We're going to finish off what we started earlier on, and we're going to do some foiling in this hour as well. So let me introduce you to the team. We've got Katie on cameras. We've got a lovely Amber producing. And we're going to have a great hour. Now, we've had a busy day today on Scan and Cut. We've had busy with the words and wishes. We've been busy on the vinyl. We've been busy on the non-shed glitter card. We've got foiling for you tonight. And we've got 3 brand new SVG downloads, which is great. Thank you. Oh, look at you. Loads of you joining us. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Oh, look at this lot. Wow. All right. So, live shopping. Shall we crack on with it? Let's get on with it. So you can watch us in various places, and what I love about live shopping is that you can shop while you watch. It's brilliant, isn't it? It's driven me crazy for 22 years doing TV where we have to send you away to shop. I'm like, why are we doing that? It's brilliant, this. So you can find us on YouTube, you can find us on Facebook and Instagram, and also highlightcrafts.com, which is our website. Now, if you're going to shop with us on Facebook or Instagram, each product that we show you will have a code. And all you need to do to purchase that is type the word shop and then that code into the comments underneath the video. And that will automatically put that product into a basket for you. Then you'll receive a direct message. When you open that message, you'll find a link. Click on that. That will take you to the website where you can log into your account and check out those baskets, because on digital, the sooner you check out, the sooner you can download those SVG files, which is brilliant. Now, if you would prefer to shop with us directly on the website, just pop on over to highlightcrafts.com, click play, and as soon as that show goes live, all the items in that show will appear down the right-hand side of your screen. You then just select the ones that you wish to purchase, and they'll appear in a little red shopping bag at the top of your screen. And when you're ready to log in and check out, click on that bag, and that will take you through that process. Now, the reason I'm telling you to log in, if you are brand new to us here at Highlight Crafts, please, before you buy anything, open an account with us. It's free. And what it does is it automatically and also for free makes you a member of Club Highlight. So there's no fees, no renewal, no annual subscription, none of that. But what we do is we give you extra discount on every single order without exception. So it doesn't matter whether it's for £5 or £500, whatever the value is, you will get that extra discount. And then the more you spend with us, you get more discount. Obviously it's capped at a certain level, otherwise I won't be here. But you can then get all those discounts. Now, on top of that, you also get 5 loyalty points for every £1 that you spend. And they can build up, and you can use them against a larger purchase, or you can use them as you go along. Katie, we had 2 ladies earlier on. One bought the resin heat mat for £8.95 instead of £59.99. And we had another lady, this is brilliant, that got over £100 worth of Cadence product yesterday. Do you know how much she paid? A penny. Because she used all the points. How amazing is that? That's why you want to be a member of Club Highlight, right? So you can have opportunities like that. Also, if you get your basket spend to over £35 after your discounts, we're going to pay postage. I know we're really good here, you know. Do you know why we do it? Because every single person that comes in here and stands behind this counter crafts. So we understand, fingers crossed, we understand what you want as crafters, which is brilliant. I love it. Right, I'm going to start in a slightly different order tonight because I want to come to this. We have had so many of you order this today. Now, this is for Minecraft Studio. All right, Minecraft Studio is a graphics program that was designed many years ago now by crafters for crafters. Okay, so you can download it right now for free from highlightcrafts.com. So it's free to download. You need a Windows-based PC. And once you've got one of those, we then sell you artwork. Now, this is slightly different to what we normally do because we've done words and wishes in here. So you're going to get 32 sheets of sentiments. Now, because there's a lot on one sheet, what you need to do is crop away some of those designs and do them one at a time. You could probably get away with a couple, but try and do them one at a time if you can. So, for example, this is one of the sentiments that's on there. Now, yesterday I cropped it, I blew it up so it was big, and then I sent it to print. Then I took the printed image, scanned it in to cut data, selected the middle option, and it made a cutting file for me. And this, believe it or not, isn't printed, it's vinyl, cut on the ScanNCut. So that now is a cutting file, a drawing file, a foiling file, and an embossing file. And you're paying $6.99 for 32 sheets full of sentiments. So if you only buy one thing today, shop words, $6.99. How fabulous is that? If you want a quick, simple Christmas card, maybe for your neighbours or for everybody at work, this is brilliant. It's good, isn't it? I love it. But you could also foil it. Or if you could do it on your parchment. Now, if you're going to do it on your parchment with your embossing, remember to flip the file first, because it parches on one side and then you turn it over and the white work is on the other side. So make sure that you're reversing that image before you do it. Otherwise, you'll do it and you'll go, blinking heck, I forgot, like I do all the time. Right, so that is shop words. Now I want to take you over to the vinyl, please. Now this has been on a deal for a while. I can't imagine we have a lot of this left. Katie's going no. In each pack you are going to get 15 12 by 12 sheets, so you get 30 in total. And in each pack you also get a bonus 12 by 12 transfer sheet, which enables you to pick up that vinyl and transfer it onto your project. Shop black, $9.99. You've borrowed a penny, you've got a £30 saving on that. That will pay for at least 2 of your collections of your SVG files. Please get it in your basket, because if we get this back in, it will not be at this price. Right, Katie?
Yeah, I don't know if we'll be able to get it
No.
back in.
Katie's like, no,
I
definitely.
also don't know if we'll be able to get it back in.
Okay, there you go. So, shop black, £4.50. That's ridiculous. And that's before your discount. Now, the other thing that we've got that has been flying out the building is our USBs. Now, when you're working on ScanNCut, you need a compatible blank USB. If you go online and search compatible USBs for Brother ScanNCut, there's a list that comes up. It's literal. So if it says a brand and it says 8 gig, but it doesn't say 4 or 16, don't buy a 4 or 16. It is a literal list. We know that these USBs work in the ScanNCut because these are the ones that we used to have written when we brought you USBs instead of downloads. These are the ones that we used to use. So if you want this, shop USB $12.99. Now, one of our lovely friends at home, Mark, messaged him before to say he'd got the Tattered Lace magazine subscription and he could fit all 24 issues on one of these, and it took about 8 gig of memory. So you'll still have space left over, which is brilliant, because when you get used to playing around with the files in Canvas Workspace, you can save them onto the same USB. So that's perfect. So shop USB $12.99 will get you that in your basket. Right, let's have a look at some of these SVG files, and then we're going to go over and we're going to finish what we started earlier on. So this morning I showed you the scanning. This afternoon we started to look at making a shaped card and putting all the perforation lines and score lines in, which we're going to finish. And then I want to do something with Reindeer rink, and I want to do some foiling because we've sold quite a lot of ScanNCuts recently. As you can imagine, we sold quite a lot at Bath at the show, and we sold quite a few on Black Friday deal. So I want to make sure that everybody knows how to foil with their reflections. So let me introduce you to Reindeer rink first of all. Now this isn't launching till tomorrow with the dies, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So first of all, you're getting Alaric, the reindeer there. How gorgeous is he? It reminds me of Sven out of Frozen. And I love Sven. He was my favourite character because all you needed to do was look at the look on his face and you knew what he was thinking. A bit like me, right? Then you've got Crystal Hooves and Snow Dancer, the little fawns. And the story behind this is lovely. It's all about these little deer learning to skate for the first time. In fact, Amber, will you do me a favour, darling? Just go outside and on the wall in Creative where all the collections are, will you just bring me to the top sheet of this because there's a lovely story on it and I want to read it to you again. On Creative, on the mood boards. Right. Thank you. You've got Snowdrop and Mistletoe down here. And then you get this scene. Now, these are different on your SVG files. You don't get the wibbly wobbly lines, you get the actual decoupage layers. So the idea is that you print this off a couple of times, you keep one full, and then you use the decoupage file to build it up so it's three-dimensional. It's brilliant. I love it when we do these. They're absolutely fabulous. Thank you, darling. So you're going to get all of those as SVGs. Now, you get them in 3 different sizes to get you started. So you always get the original size, the size that the die was. Then you either get a smaller and a larger version or a larger and an extra large version, depending on what the artwork calls for. You then also get all the artwork, the reverse of the artwork. You also get decoupage layers, so you don't have to cut them out and snip in. They're already done for you. And you get the detailed designs. Now, the detailed designs now have an alignment cross on the reflection, and I'm going to show you that in this hour as well. So, Reindeer Rink, you then get all of this as your Minecraft Studio. So, why do we need Minecraft Studio? Well, if you want to make Alaric bigger, the only way you can do that on a A4 printer is, well, you can't do it on an A4 printer. You can't make it bigger unless you've got an A3 printer. But if you take it into Minecraft Studio, you can make it as big as you want, print it off, turn it black, scan the black image in. Yeah, because you'd need to with that because there's some very pale areas where there wouldn't be enough contrast. Scan the black one in to create your cutting file and then lay that cutting file over your coloured one when you scan that in and it will cut it out. So Minecraft Studio and ScanNCut are perfect together. So you've got all of that artwork. You will then get your reflections. These are the ones for the dies. You'll get the ones with your rectangle round and the crosses in. You're then going to get your digi-stamps. Now, last week we worked out if you took the artwork and the digi-stamp and made them the same size and layered one of them over the other, it looked like you stamped it and coloured it. It's brilliant. We've got a new collection launching on Saturday from Tattered Lace. It's going to be brilliant with that. I can't tell you any more, but next Tuesday's shows are going to be all about that. It's beautiful. I have been waiting and waiting and waiting to launch that, and I get to launch it on Saturday. I'm so excited. But the SVG demos will be for this, and it's perfect because we're also doing SVGs of the vases. You know the vases we do with the resin decals? We're doing those as SVG files, and the two are going to work brilliantly together. I'm so excited about that. So you're getting your digi-stamps. You then get the most serene, calm, atmospheric scenes I think we've done this year. It's beautiful. You can hear the silence. It's stunningly beautiful. I love these. Then you're also going to get overlays. So you're going to get your overlays in here as well. And then some of the most gorgeous textures. Look at these. I've always loved brown and teal together. I think it's a lovely combination. And red and teal as well, interestingly. But this is absolutely gorgeous. Right, so that is Shop Duo, $14.99. We'll get you all that little lot. Now then, I want to read you this story because it's lovely. In the heart of a frosty woodland glade, 2 little deer, Crystal Hooves and Snow Dancer, are learning to skate for the very first time. With noses dusted in snow and tiny hooves that sparkle like frost, they take their first wobbly glides across the frozen pond. Every slip brings a giggle, every twirl a shimmer of winter magic. Surrounded by soft snowflakes and twinkling trees, their friendship shines as bright as the morning ice. Perfect for winter crafting and storytelling, their world is one of sparkle, laughter, and the simple joy of trying something new. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. First time I tried to skate, I wasn't giggling. I cannot skate to save my life. Can you ice skate, Katie?
No, I think I've been once and my leg was black from like my hip to below my knee.
Yep, I hear you. I can roller skate, but I can't ice skate. Honestly, I'm rubbish. Can I? I think it's a fear of falling over and breaking something. Can you imagine ringing work? Hi, Stephanie. So I went ice skating on Saturday. I broke my right arm. Lead balloon. That'll go down light, wouldn't it? Right, let me talk to you about Flower of the Month as well, because this launched on Saturday with our lovely Jane and Corinne. And this is beautiful. I think apart from the magnolia, this is my favourite Flower of the Month that we've ever done. It's gorgeous. And look, imagine all that foil on top of those reflections. That's going to look absolutely magnificent. So you're going to get all three. You get your allium cluster, you build a bouquet, and your over the edge. Okay, and you get all of those details, reverse reflections, etc., etc. Then you're going to get all of this micro studio artwork in all the different colorways, which means you'll get your reflections in your different colorways as well. This is different because we don't usually do this, do we? Give them extra flowers. I think they're not actually on there. Oh yeah, it's there. Oh yeah, it's part of the build a bouquet.
It must be part of it.
Yeah, and we break it down for you. Look at this
so
lot.
all the heads and
yeah, this would be nice as suspeso, wouldn't it? Oof. I was doing suspeso at Bath the weekend, and it was funny. Everyone was laughing at me because I kept saying to them, because everyone walks past and goes, "Oh, those are beautiful," and they picked them up, and I was giving them away as we made them, and they were having a lovely time. And I went, the most difficult thing about this is pronouncing the name. And they were like, "Wow, what's it called?" And I showed them, and they went, "Oh yeah, you're right there." Not one of them tried it. Then you've got your digi-stamps in here as well. Again, you can put these over your coloured artwork in Micro Studio, make it look like it's stamped. And if you feel that that's too dense or too dark, you can change the colourway of it, because you've got 398 different options in Micro Studio, I believe. Then you've also got your overlays in here as well. And you've also got your textures too. So Shop Digital, $12.99 will get you that one. Right, so I think I just want to do the vellum and the glitter card, and then we'll go to demo. Right, let me say good evening to a few of you though, because we've got loads of time, haven't we? Right, let's find out where we're starting from. Give us a minute while I just scroll down, because you've got all days on here. Blimey, there's a lot of you here tonight. Thank you. I love that. Thank you very much. Oh gosh, we're still going. Right, I might not say hello to I'm going to say hello to everybody as a blanket. Kaz is with us, Sue, Linda, Fran. We've got Anne, we've got Mandy, Carol, Ria, Stephanie's with us. Elaine, Kath, Karen, Bonnie. We've got Pauline with us, Evening Melanol, just about home from going out in a hedgehog rescue. I love that you do that, Pauline. That's lovely. We've got Avril, Sharon, Pam's with us. We've got Mrs. H999. We've got Marina with us. Alison. We've got Louise with us. Jeffrey. We've got Kaz, Stephanie, again, Tracy, Pam. Loads of it joining us this evening. Thank you so much. Marina Bowen says, Mel, if you cut out the words in vinyl, can you do an inward offset line in a different colour? Okay, I'm going to say you would do an outward offset line, because inward is making the lines finer, and you won't get it off the mat. If you do an outward offset line, saved it, didn't I? We'll try it. That will work. And I'm really sorry, but I've forgotten the name of the lady. She's emailed me this afternoon. I haven't had time to reply yet, but I will later on. The lady that was struggling with vinyl, it's because you're not putting half cut on and letting it auto cut. You're setting your pressures and your blade depths, so you're putting your pressure too high for that blade. So when you're cutting vinyl, I want you to just put it on your mat with your vinyl blade, put half cut on and let it do its thing. don't change the pressures and the blade depths. You don't need to, okay? So just on auto, half cut and let it run. That should help, but I will reply as well. Terry Kim says, I've never done any ice skating of any time. It must have been fabulous to learn figure skating. It must have been, right? But yeah, you've no chance. Literally, like Bambi on ice. I wasn't like that. Matthew used to go. Matthew was brilliant. He used to go to the ice rink every Saturday with his friends. But no, not for me. And Alice, no hope. No hope whatsoever. It took her an hour and a half to get back from the park in a roller boots that I bought her for her birthday, because she's like this. It's only a 10-minute walk from their house. I said to her, why don't you just put them in your backpack, walk to the park in your trainers, practice your skating, put your trainers back on and come home? She went, that's a good idea. I went, yes, darling, it's called common sense. She went, no, I ain't got none of that. Just like that. I ain't got none of that. Little monkey she is. Right.
Carol likes that story and she's wondering if we can get it.
Well, I asked Diane and she kind of looked at me like, please don't ask me that question. So I will continue to try for you. It is lovely, isn't it? I think it's a nice thing to do. I think we should do it. I'll have a word. Right, let's talk. I get myself into all sorts of predicaments, don't I? Right, let's talk about non-shed glitter card. This is beautiful, and the reason I love this is the colour palette. Now, earlier on today, we worked out that it would work with all of your downloads that we've got on the show today. These colours are stunning. Now, we also worked out earlier that the vinyl won't stick to this. There'll be a plastic coating on it somewhere. So don't try it with your vinyl, but you could, back it with this. I adore this glitter card. I think it's absolutely beautiful. That colour palette is stunning. Sometimes you get non-shed glitter and it's a bit garish. This is beautiful. So we haven't got a lot of this left. It's been flying out today. Shop Shed, $9.99 will get you that. And then one more thing is our parchment. If you haven't used our parchment before with the embossing starter kit, please try it. It's superb quality and it works beautifully. So you get 6 sheets, it's 280 GSM. When you're embossing, I want you to start with your pressure on -1 and let it go round. Then leave it for 10 minutes. Take your pressure to 0 and let it go round again. Leave it for 10 minutes because it needs to rest. And then you're going to go around with your pressure on 1 as your final one. And you will get a clean, crisp, white line. It's beautiful. Also, it's thick enough that if you want to use your water-based mediums on the back of it, you can and it won't ripple. So it's a really good quality. Right, come with me. So I think what we're going to do is do the... which way shall I do it? No, we'll do the foiling first, actually, because it can be foiling. Now then, Susie Manning, if you're watching this programme, I can see that scan and cut that's still in the box. Me and you need to have a conversation. So I need you to go onto YouTube, my love, type in Highlight Crafts, and there are 13 free classes on YouTube ready and waiting for you to teach you how to use your scan and cut. If I'm scared you to death thinking, how do you know? We had one of our lovely friends, Katie, go to the doctor's today and met Susie and got chatting about craft. And she's got a scan and cut in the box. So I wrote a name down and said, right, I'm going to get her at 6 o'clock. So please make sure that you do that, because I don't like them in boxes. They're too good to be left in a box. It's like Dirty Dancing. Nobody leaves baby in the corner. Yeah, nobody leaves a scan and cut in the box. You get used to my sense of humour, Susie, eventually. It's a bit mad. Right, now then, I thought it would be really nice to foil the decoupage of our Alaric. I've never heard that name before. What are you laughing at, Katie? Go on, tell me.
Mel, I'm very impressed. Stylus, all 3 lives.
Right, look at that. Apparently, Corinne put a pinny on Saturday and there was a stylus in it. And the little monkey's gone home with it. I'm like, wait till I see you. I know, right? How cool is that? Found it. Is that for Anne?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought it might be. Right, now then, I've just stuck that on there and I want to change it already. So when we're foiling, because once we've done the pen bit, the glue bit, we have to then put our mat over the top to burnish it. I'm just going to move this down slightly further than the top because I don't want to be putting tape up here where the rollers take it in and out. So we're going to burnish this down. I'm still making sure that it's straight because I don't want to have to start rotating that cutting file. Am I there? No, I'm not quite out. Right, so make sure that when you're doing this, she says, make sure you use it with the grid. So I'm just going to pop that there. It doesn't matter that it comes over the edge like that. I'm just going to use these dots on the grid to make sure that it's level. That's better. And then I can push this down like, whoop, like that. Having a time today, aren't I? Right, now then, so this is the decoupage layer. So the first thing that we're going to do, I'm just going to save that and I'll pop it onto my USB for now and then we've got it for later on. Let me just save that first. I'm sure I've already done it, but I can't remember. Surprise, surprise. Right, now all my files for this are, bear with, on this USB. I remembered that because I put it in my pocket this morning. I've done well that I remembered where I put it. We're going to retrieve the information from the USB. Okay, so I've put the files on there. Now then, we're going to go into SVG and Reindeer rink, and I want the Alaric. I want the original, the reflections, the original size, and I want the decoupage layers. Oh no, I don't want that at all. Bear with. Wow, I'm doing well tonight, aren't I? Flipping heck. Whew. Right, SVG, Reindeer rink. You want the detail, Alaric. There we go. Detail cuts, Melanie. There you go. We want the original and we want the decoupage layers. Right, so these little bits here are your foiling. Okay, so it's not the whole thing that's foiled on this, it's just certain elements and I like that. So we're going to press OK and you'll see that there's a little cross in that corner. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is group this together. So we're going to multiple select everything that's on the mat, press OK, go to Object Edit and group it together. All right, now we're going to scan this in. Okay, so we open up our machine, load the mat like so, and we're going to scan this in. All right, so we scan from here. So scan and press start. Right, while that's scanning in, you also get in your embossing starter kit this little holder here for your pen. And you also get these little burnishing tools. They give you two, and it's the two of the same because they know we'll lose one. They're not wrong, are they, really? Let's be fair, they're not wrong. Now, the trick is to make sure that this pen, the glue is flowing before you put it into your holder, all right? And always, always put the lid back on. So we've now got this. So all we're going to do now is go to Edit and zoom in. And we're going to zoom in to 400%. There we go. Now, all we're going to do now is just move the screen down a little bit. We're going to grab this and we're going to position this so that the cross lines up over the cross on that artwork. Okay, so we're going to make sure that we've got that central, and you can see there how it's laying over those. Look at that little tiny robin there. I love that. How tiny is that? It's brilliant, isn't it? So I'm now going to press OK. Now I don't want it on all four. Now you might be sitting there going, right, why haven't you just done one big piece that's got all four of them? Because it would be really easy. Well, there's a reason. So different ScanNCuts read different amounts of paths or lines. So the CM600, which was the first one, will read a maximum of 300 paths. So on this one, it will be fine. But on a lot of them, there's more. There's 300 paths is a lot. It's the maximum that it will open. So if you've got 4 on here, and each one of those is 300, that's 1,200 lines. even this one won't read that many. So what we did was we made it so you could do one and then you can duplicate it, because it's the opening of the file that's the problem. So if you've got too many paths, it hasn't got enough capacity to read hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of paths. So if you do one and then you duplicate it once it's open, it doesn't mind, but it's the opening bit. So we did them as individual ones. So if you're wondering why, there is a reason. Right, so I'm going to just remove that out of there. I'm going to take the lid off my pen. You push that little bar forward and just keep an eye on, make sure the numbers are at the front, okay? And that clicks into place. And then that is going to drop into there like that, okay? So now what we're going to do is keep pressing OK until we get to please select, and you want foil glue. I'm going to tell it that it's on number 3, because then it knows how much glue is in there and whether it can complete that job, which is brilliant, isn't it? It's amazing that. The pressure I've got on 0. If you want to just check, you can have a look. So the glue pressure is on 0. The glue amount I might just put on 1, because I don't want a lot, but I want enough. And I've got the scale on the glue pen, which we've just told it is on 3. Okay, and then we're just going to press start. And it will now go ahead and draw on top of that artwork, okay? And then once it's drawn that, we'll leave it to go off so it goes dry, and it'll go clear when it's dry. And then we're going to put the foil over the top, the burnishing mat, and then we're going to allow the machine to burnish it down. So I just wanted to do this again because we've had so many people buy ScanNCuts in the last few weeks. I wanted to make sure that you all knew how to do that bit. Right, let's come back over to Canvas, shall we? So earlier on we started to design this card, okay? So the first thing that we did was, oh, now then, do I just do this again? No, because I think most of you will have watched it, and you can always watch the 12 o'clock back, and I don't want to just spend all hour doing this again. So basically what we did was we brought on the allium, and I did this on the ScanNCut, right? So I brought on the allium reflection for the original one, and they're all horizontal in the reflection. And the reason I did it on my machine is because I needed to rotate one of them. And when you rotate sometimes in Canvas Workspace, when you then try to weld something, it wants to revert it to its original orientation. So I did that. So I brought on the allium, took it out of the reflection artwork and rotated it. Then I created a 1.5mm outward offset on my ScanNCut, which is what we use to weld to this, okay? So then we'd got those. I also brought on a perforation line that I made vertical from the ScanNCut, and when I went into Canvas Workspace, I made it so that it was the smallest possible perforation, because then it gives you a neater finish. Now, we also had a lady on the phone to Stephanie earlier on who wanted to know how to make a perforation line into a straight line. Is that right, Katie?
Score line into it?
Yes, so a straight line. So if you go into your dash pattern at the bottom and you go to the straight line at the top, it will then make that shape. Oh wait, I won't do it now because I've already saved it and unsaved it. Normally it will do that. It will allow you to make it into a straight line. So you go into your properties, down to your dash pattern, select the straight line at the top. It's because it thinks it's a straight line now. And that will create a score line. Now, there are times when, I know a lot of you don't like perforation lines, but there's no way around it. If you're doing a mountain fold, it's fine because you're folding that score line away from itself. If you're doing a perforation line for a valley fold and you score it, as you fold it in on itself, it crinkles. So you need to use a perforation line, and the smaller and the tighter together you can get, or the smaller the perforation lines you can get, the better it folds, so it doesn't look unwieldy. If I show you that on the back, look, that's the perforation line. It doesn't look bad at all, does it? But you have to use a perforation line for a valley fold, okay? There's no other way around it, I'm afraid. So we got all of the pieces. Then I brought on a rectangle, and an oval, and I took the offset allium. I divided the oval into the rectangle, and then I welded the allium in the middle. You can go back and watch the 12 o'clock show, all right? So you will see exactly how we did that. So I've now got all my pieces. Oh, hang on, undo. Right, now the other thing we needed to do, once we divided this, we needed to make sure that I could ungroup it. Now, once you've divided something, it sees it as one shape. So it doesn't see the rectangle with that piece and that piece and that piece and that piece. It sees it as one shape once you've divided. So you can't then ungroup it because it's one shape, right? So we downloaded it and we saved it onto the USB, and then we opened it up again as a new file. So we imported it back as a file, and that enables you then to ungroup it. So I'm at that stage now where I've got all of those pieces like that, and while I've got that, I'm going to duplicate it, so I've got it twice. I'm going to move one of them over here because I want to create a matte layer later on, and then this one I'm just going to move over to this side with the perforation line, because now what we need to do is make the actual card shape itself. Now I use the Posh card. Now the Posh card is beautiful. We've got a new one in. It's not going to last very long because it's flying out, literally flying out. You get 150 sheets. It's this card. This is exactly what I've made this with. So it's that colour. You get 30 sheets of A5, 30 sheets of 12 by 12, 30 sheets of A3, and 60 sheets of A4, and it's $19.99 before you discount. That is a brilliant, brilliant deal. Please don't miss out on it. We can't get any more of it. It will be a different one if it comes back in again. So please make sure that you're getting that and putting that in your basket tonight. Right, so what we need to do now is make this shape, okay, and put the score lines in and the perforation lines in where we want them. So we're going to start with a square. And earlier on I said that I wanted it to be 6.5 inches high, so 6.50, and your height is always first, and then we want it to be 11 inches wide, all right, so 11 inches wide in total. And then when you press the cross, that will change that into the size that you want, okay? So first of all, I actually don't need that, so I can put that in the bin. Right, so first of all, I'm going to group the one that I ungrouped earlier, all right? So we're going to group that, and then we're going to move this, and we're going to put this in the middle of here. Because when we cut this, we're going to use that line there and that line there as score lines. So that's why I ungrouped it, because you then need to be able to remove that rectangle when you do your full cut. So first things first, we're going to grab both of those and we're going to align it centrally vertically and centrally horizontally. All right, so I know it's in the middle, and then I'm going to group that together, okay? Now then, I need to put this perforation line in. So I want a 2-inch area there, and then this will be 1.5 inches, and then we've got 2 inches there. So if I show you from there to there, that perforation line is 2 inches, and then from the perforation line to the score line is 1.5, and it's the same on this side, and that's what creates that concertina back, so it stands like that. So the easiest way to do this is to bring on, I'm just going to move that out of the way a minute, is to bring on a square, make it 6.5 inches high, so the same height as the card itself, so 6.0, and we want it to be 2 inches wide. Okay, bear with me, you'll see where I'm going in a minute, like that. Okay, so we've now got the rectangle. Now if I take that perforation line, Melanie, bear with, if I take that perforation line and move it across so that I can actually get to it, like that, right. If I now grab that perforation line and that rectangle, is that right? Let's give us a minute. That's 6. It needs to be 6.5, doesn't it? That's not like you, Katie. You missed my mistake there.
I did think, and then
That's
when
all.
it
That's
came
not
onto
like
the
you.
screen, I thought it was the right size. It looked the right size still.
I know, me and numbers. Right, so we're going to select both of those. Now, I made the perforation line 6.45 because if you make the perforation line go right to the bottom and the top, it's going to do what it's meant to do. And it's going to perforate. We don't want that. So we're going to align this to the right-hand side of that rectangle, and then we're going to align it centrally, horizontally. And then we're going to group that. So we're going to edit and group. So I'm going to bring this in. I'm going to duplicate it, so I've got 2. And then the second one, I'm going to flip, so it's the other way around. Okay, so my perforation line is now on the left, not on the right. So if we grab that and that, we're now going to go to edit, and we're going to align that to the left and centrally horizontally. So we've got that. We're then going to click on that, ungroup it, and get rid of the rectangle, and then you're just left with the perforation line in exactly the right place, okay, because it's 2 inches then from there to there. So now we group that together, so we edit and group, then we bring this one in, do the same thing again, so select it all, go to edit, align it to the right hand side this time, and also centrally horizontally. Click off it, click on that. Oh, now we need to send that to the back because that has now decided that it wants to come to the front. So we send it to the back, click off it, click on that, edit and ungroup, click off it, click on it and delete that rectangle. And now you've got your score lines in exactly the right place. So what we need to do now is ungroup everything because we need to be able to get rid of that rectangle once we've scored. So we go to edit and we will ungroup that, click on it again, edit and ungroup that. Now we're getting there. Now all we need to do now is ungroup that bit, and then you can download the whole thing. Now when you're downloading, you need to make sure that it's in the middle or it's on the mat. All the pieces are on the mat, okay? So you've now got the perfect card base to then put all of your decoupage layers and your florals on top, okay? So that's all done. So this bit, now I want to make a mat layer that will fit over here. And when I did it, I thought you could do it just with the rectangle and the oval if you wanted to, and divide it and then create an inward offset line on your machine. And as long as you've divided it, it will make the rectangle smaller and the oval bigger. But then I thought, well, what if I want to do it like that? So if you divide this, it's going to punch all those pieces through that rectangle and make it see it as one shape. So edit and divide. And then I can move that, bring that onto the mat and get rid of all that lot. So now when I do this on my SDX and I make that smaller, all these pieces then, these aperture areas here will get slightly bigger and the outside will get slightly smaller, so that when you cut it, you end up with that, because I like that little bit at the top and I wanted to make sure that I kept that little bit. Okay, that was important. I wanted it to look really professional. Now, the other thing that happens when you do that, when you cut it out of paper, is you also get the allium smaller. And I thought, well, do I now snip that out? And I didn't. I just stuck the whole thing in and then put the full allium and the decoupage over the top, and it looked fabulous. So we can now download this. So I'm going to title this, and I'm going to title it Allium Final Project. Okay, and I'm going to download it, and I'm going to download it to my computer, because if you download it to your computer, it keeps the title. So once you've done that, open the file, right click. On this one you have to do show more options and then send to, would help if I had the USB in, just saying. We'll open that up, which will then come up with a pop-up. Right click, show more options, send to USB drive. Okay, and while we're here, because we can and we should and we need to, we're going to right click on that USB and eject it correctly, because you don't want all that to get corrupted. Always back it up in the cloud. So when I get to this stage now, if I close this down, I'm going to go to project at the top, and I'm going to project plus. So the little cross is there. I'm going to click on that, and that is now saved into the cloud. So if I ever lose it or it ever gets corrupted on a USB, it's there. And if I'm doing things like Sospeso Trasparente, where we scan the sheets in and save the cutting file, what I will always do is title it. So even when I've scanned them all in, I do it all on my ScanNCut, save the file, then I take the files into Canvas and title them. And that enables me to have the right name for the right sheet when I come back to do more. Right, so that's that bit. Now then, I'm going to finish this foiling off because this is now dried. So let's take this, let's take a piece of foil, and while it's foiling I can tell you exactly what you need to do to score, because everybody's machine will be slightly different depending on the age of your blade, etc. So I'm going to take a piece of foil. We sell foils on our website, the Craftmaster ones or the Glow and Intense. The sheet ones, there is one now then, which is the one, is it the 100 sheet one, I think, isn't it? That works with the
hot
foil? Yeah. It's the one I need for hot foil, not the toner one.
The hot foil one is the 100 one.
Hot foil one is the 100 one.
I remember us changing on, yeah, the description.
Yeah.
The description more clear.
You need the one that's got 100 sheets in it, or we do rolls, Craftmaster ones. Now I'm going to take a little bit of tape here. So we're just going to peel this back. And if you wanted to foil the main image as well, you could do. I just thought we'd do the decoupage layer because it was quicker actually in the show. So I'm going to press this down firmly at the top like that. I'm going to flick this up, click that silver button, take that out and put the lid straight back on. And then you put your little burnishing tool just in the bottom of that holder, and we drop that into there like that. Then we press OK on here, so it says finish gluing, unload the mat. Don't need to unload it. Once the glue portion is completely dry, select foil 2. So we press OK, we go to please select, we scroll down and we click foil 2 foil, and it talks you through on the screen step by step what to do. Okay, then I'm going to press OK, and we're just going to press start, and it's going to burnish over the top of that and press this foil down. Now, top tip, use a mat when you're foiling that really does need retacking, because when it's pressing down here, it's pushing that foil onto that paper, but it's also pushing the paper onto the mat. So if you do it on a tacky mat, you'll not get it off. All right, so you've got to think about that little bit as well. Right, now then, in fact, we might have time to do this as a scoring and cutting file. Yes, darling. Can you buy what? Do you know what? You can. Because, well, we need to get some of these, Katie. Because it's sold as a spare part. Now, we've had a conversation with Brother about it probably 3 or 4 years ago, and they were like, yeah, but it's not packaged for retail, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, our customers don't care about packaging, they just want the stylus. So, I'll message Jonathan, I'll send him an email, my contact at Brother, and I'll ask him and we'll see if we can get some in. Because, yeah, that would be a really good idea, wouldn't it? I know. We all lose them, don't we? Now, I've unloaded this. If you want to cut this out then, obviously, you're going to leave it in the machine and then scan it in to cut it out. But I just wanted to show you this. Now, look at this. This is fabulous. Look how perfect that foiling is on there. So now you can add your foiling. I'm going to try and get that flash. Have you got it? There you go. That flash on the screen. How brilliant is that? So now you can foil all of your reflections, and then you cut that out. Cut out your main item, Can you see this is what I mean? And this mat really does need retacking. Look at that. It really does press it down. So please make sure that you're not using a brand new mat because you ain't getting it off. And if you ever get anything stuck on your mat, please don't go in with the scraper and try and get it off like that. Run it under the tap, let the water penetrate through, and then you can just scrape it off once it's wet, and then leave the mat to dry, okay? I know, all of those things. Now, don't worry about this foil, because I know you've used these little bits. You can use this in, and you can scan it in and remember, so you can see where it's already been, or this is brilliant with your tape Dr. Tape. So all of these offsets you can just put on the tape and make your borders, etc. So you're not going to throw that away either.
That means that's how you foil words.
Okay, so we'll do that bit. Now, let me just talk about scoring first. So when you're going to score with your blade, you need to put a half cut on and drop your half cut pressure, not your regular pressure, but your half cut pressure to -5. Try it on -5. If it doesn't leave a mark on it, try it again, because sometimes it does it second time round. I don't know why, but it's a thing. And if it still doesn't leave a mark, take your pressure to -4. If it's too deep at -5, take it to -6. And you're going to do the whole card like that. So it's just making that just literally kiss cutting that top layer. Then you're going to take away that rectangle, take half cut off and cut it fully, and you'll end up with that card shape. Right, foiling words. So if you just want, when you get your machine, if you go down to premium functions, you can just switch the foiling kit off. So all of these will be off, and all you need to do to activate them is switch them on. The machine will know when you've got the tool that comes in the accessory kit in the machine, because it has a barcode on the back that it reads. Now, if you want to foil your words, all you need to do is just do it as normal. So bring on, for example, anniversary, set it on the mat, and then when you get to here, just press please select foil and glue, and it will do that, and then do exactly what we've done. Now, if you want to, I'm just going to press foil and then cancel it. There we go, so I can go back. If you wanted to fill that, so it would fill it all in with the glue and then foil over the top of that, if you go into edit and object edit, this here that looks like a pen with a solid colour, if you switch that on, you can put the fill function on. I like to have mine at 180 degrees, so it's perfectly horizontal, and my line spacing, you can have it as close or as far apart as you want. And then what it will do is draw that, fill it in, leave it to go off, and then burnish it like you would with your normal foiling. And that is how you do that bit. So it's super easy. You literally put that fill function on, which is great. Right, we're running out of time again. There's never enough time, is there? Even when we do 3 hours. Now, I did let you know, heads up, I am having some time off over Christmas. So from the 19th of January to 19th of December till the first week in January, I won't be here. So I don't know if there will be ScanNCut shows or who will be doing them, but it won't be me because I need a break. I need to spend some time at home with my family. So I'm having Christmas. I know, I'm looking forward to it. But what I am going to do over Christmas is learn the downloadable version of Canvas Workspace. So when I come back in January, I can teach you all that and take you on that journey as well. It's very exciting. I would just like to say, once again, a massive thank you. I love the fact that you all join me on a Tuesday. Spread the word that this is what we do. Tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, we're launching Reindeer Rink, the dies. So tune in for that because Stephanie's going to be demonstrating. We've also got silk painting tomorrow. We've got all sorts going on tomorrow, so make sure you watch the shows. And please, please, please don't forget to check out those baskets, okay? We get people sitting with all this stuff in the basket and then they forget to check out. So go and check out your baskets. Have a lovely rest of the evening, and I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. Thank you. Lots of love.